Welcome to the Fairfield Apartment, Abidjan, an estate proudly managed by Silverstone Managers. I'm here to talk to you about the infrastructures in this estate today, and I will be doing that with no other person than Mr. Gabriel Ayo. Come with me. Hello, Mr. Gabriel. Nice to meet you.
Nice having you around.
Yeah, you know what we're here to talk about. That is the infrastructures in this estate. So I'm going to leave you in the good hands of Mr. Gabriel Ayo. So right now, you're here to know about all the good infrastructures here at the Fairfield Apartment.
That Fairfield is geographically located at Abidjan. It's about 5 minutes drive from Novare Shopping Mall. Speaking about the infrastructure, it starts from the external part of the estate. Remember that around this corridor, people have this notion that there's always flash flood. We're just 2 feet above the sea level. And that's why we started by creating well-linked up drainages. You can see you're already standing on one already. And that's why we could create well-linked up drainages with slab covers on them to ensure that even when the water is flowing, we will not have debris coming to block our drain. So we have precast slab covers on them where you can always open up if there's a blockage. And this drain is going to run all the way 950 meters down to the lagoon to ensure that people that will live here will never experience flood. Come along, there's a whole lot to see. So around, we're also taking care of the landscaping. You can see how green our estate is already. We're already playing with nature. Nature is life. So, and we're also going to be doing that continuously, maintaining this continuously to ensure that people will enjoy green life while they live here. So that's all about the flood control measures. Also remember that in terms of security, it's going to also be top-notch. Remember that security is also part of infrastructure. We'll have security personnel already to take care of the external part of the estate. We have the civil defense and also the mobile police to ensure that the external perimeter of the entire estate is safe and secure. Internally too, we have some other security personnel that will ensure that internal space is also safe. Now, apart from having foot soldiers move around the estate, we're also going to be having surveillance cameras. As we speak at the moment, we have over 30 surveillance cameras to ensure that our foot soldiers will not just be moving all around. So we're also going to be creating an office that will ensure that we have just one security personnel sit down and monitor the entire estate using surveillance cameras. Now let's go in. There's a whole lot to see. And that's talking about the external part of the estate. Having seen the external part of the estate, now the internal part, remember what we're doing here is all about multifamily apartment. If you are at the other clan, it's called condos. So in multifamily apartment, it's good to have a convenient place where people can always interconnect. And that's what Silverstone is known for. So at your right-hand side over there, we'll have a sports arena where we'll have the long tennis court, the basketball court, and also an open lounge where people can sit down together and interconnect with friends and family. And it's also going to be fully managed, cleaned up by Silverstone Managers. Now, there are other infrastructures I'm also going to be running through. Now, if you look within the estate, you'll discover that the estate has a concretized road, well maintained with open up drainages, both sided, to ensure that all our drainages are well linked up so that people will not have flood. Silverstone Managers, we've been able to create facility management offices below some blocks. Now, I'll run you through below block 01 there, we're going to have facility management office for our M&E, mechanical and electrical. You will agree with me that most times it's always very difficult to have plumbers around. You could have eventuality in any of your apartment, but we've put that for convenience of our client or our subscribers that are going to be living here. So we'll have a M&E office below block 01. Now below block 03, we are going to be having an office specially for our firefighters. Now below block 005 here, we have the office for security where we are going to be networking all surveillance cameras and have someone sit down there and monitor the estate using surveillance cameras. So there's a whole lot of infrastructure. Social area, you've seen one. We're also going to be having another social area to cater for the kids. Remember that we're also planning for the kids too. The estate plans for both the young, the old, and also for the kids. So for the kids, we're also going to be having playground for them where they can ride their bicycles around and ensure that they enjoy their stay while they live here.
Right now, Silverstone being a management company, so there's something I feel that is hard for people and something people must look out to when getting an apartment or when keen into maybe renting an estate. That's how do you manage human waste here? Human waste. How do you manage them here?
Okay, good. That's a wonderful question, because sometimes you go to some estate, you start perceiving foul smell all around. So for us, we're using one of the recent technology. It's called the biodigester. So what the biodigester does is that because you have microbes in the chambers, the microbes will biodegrade the human waste and get water out that will form effluent. Those effluents could be used for wetting of green areas, or could easily flow through our drain. So in this estate managed by Silverstone Managers, we're going to be using biodigester. If you look closely to where you have that danger fall hazard, you'll see some pots covered. They are not cooking pot, but they are biodigester pot. So they have different compartments for waste. They have microbes in it that will biodigest that human waste, and you can feed those. You could feed out those waste. They come out in form of effluent, and they could flow in our drain. And those effluents could also be used. Those effluents, because they are rich in nitrogen, they could be used to wet the green area. Now, the beauty is that this biodigester system, the biodigester system, those pot covers. So the biodigester system could last for 35 years before you reactivate.
Wow, 35 years.
So rather than having septic tanks where you come all the time, come and start evacuating. And remember, this is a wet area. If you have septic tanks in wet area, you could have water permeating from underground into the septic tank, and that's what causes foul smell. But for us, we're using biodigester. You don't need to do frequent evacuation of the septic tank. Rather, we'll have the effluent flow through our drainage, or we use those effluent to wet the flower.
Wow, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. So, Mr. Gabriel Ayo has put us through some external infrastructures to get it correct: the drainage, a good drainage system, good security system, which includes the CCTV camera and main soldier on foot. We're talking about good road, nice road. I think, if I am not mistaken, this is well managed by Silverstone Managers.
You're right.
Wow. And now I asked the question on this episode that how do we manage human waste? That's human waste, and it brought us here to where we have the biodigester.
That's right.
Where all these wastes are digested by microbes.
That's right.
Wow. So even I believe, but one thing I don't know if I'm correct, if these wastes are being digested by microbes, so that means to give us some gas emissions.
Yes, there will be gas emissions. There will also be effluents, but those effluents could, like I said earlier, could be used to wet the green areas. And don't be surprised when you come up, and that's why I said that our estate, especially managed by Silverstone, we play with green, we play with nature. So don't be surprised when you come back and start seeing all our grasses going green. Wow. It's just because of the recent technology that is being applied here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
We will be meeting. He's a colleague of mine at the Silverstone Managers, and I believe Silverstone Managers is the best management company, facility management company.
You can say that again.
Yes, these are said. So we'll be coming back your way for the next episode. So stay tuned to the YouTube channel. Click on the bell, subscribe, yes, and get amazing tips on how to decide on that best estate you want to invest in or you want to rent.
That's right.
So, and this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity we're bringing out to you so that you can know, you can be in the know and get the best for yourself. Thank you so much. Elimin Adijara Juvala. Stay blessed.